Hey, good morning. This is Blockchain Bernie broadcasting live from sunny California. So today I'm going to reveal my crypto portfolio. I thought it might be interesting for most of you because, we're in the middle of some turmoil in the crypto industry, as you all know. And do I even have a crypto portfolio? Have I exited everything? So that's what I'm going to talk about today. And I'm give you some insight on what you can do for your crypto portfolio. So let me start with, portfolios in general. And if you look at, you know, so if you look at the crypto portfolio, how is a portfolio composed, right? So it is important to save on a regular basis. It is important to diversify your portfolio. And let me tell you this. Okay, some people don't diversify. Those are the people that, don't kind of build a portfolio at all somehow. But people that do diversify, it is a real danger to over diversify, right? So if you have more than 20 individual, be it cryptos or be it, stocks or anything like that, you don't get any more advantages and you're having a hard time getting a good return out of your investments because, if you're like 30, 50, 100 different ones, or you go into mutual funds that invest in like 50 different ones, you won't outperform the market, right? So you're giving up a lot of return if you over diversify. And that's the main risk, under diversifying. Everyone knows when they're under diversified. It's not a big risk. It's just like, some people just don't do it, but they know it, right? But there's so many people that over diversify and they don't know it, right? So now, what does this all mean here for me? I have most of my net worth in non-crypto, right? So only 3.2% are currently in crypto. I think you shouldn't go above like 5%, right? If you're really, really a danger seeker, so to speak, go up to 10%, but never, never more, right? Just because crypto is an asset class of its own and it's really risky and volatile, as we all see right now. So you should never bet more than, let's say, max 5%. And it used to be, almost 10% for me when, crypto prices were sky high. And then it all kind of came down 90%, right? So it could have gone down to 1%, even lower than 1% if I just stayed where I were. But where I was, but I just bought. I just bought the dip, and I will get to that how my crypto portfolio actually looks like. But right now, 86.8% of my net worth is in. 96.8% of my net worth is in non. That's a typo here, and that's mostly cash and money market. And it's 18 individual stocks that I own, and it's some index funds. The vast majority and real estate, right? So, and the vast majority these days, I'm quite heavy on cash and money market, but that's because of a special personal situation for me. But it would be nice for each of you to have quite a large cash or money market position right now, just to be able to buy at these historic buying opportunities that we have with tech stocks these days, and we also have them with crypto. So let's talk about the crypto portfolio. I have some Bitcoin here, but only 1.7%. It has gone down a little bit. I want to be like, and 1.7% of my crypto portfolio here, right? I'm not talking about 1.7% of my net worth, talking about 1.7% of my crypto portfolio. And my crypto portfolio is only, as we saw, 3.2% of my net worth, right? So this is a tiny amount of Bitcoin. It has gone down a little bit, and it's the grandfather of all crypto. It has gone down because I lost some in the FTX debacle. I might buy a little bit more, but you know, I'm not one of these Bitcoin maximalists as you see here, and I feel there is way more excitement and future growth in cryptos that actually do something, that are less like currency and more like stocks, right? So we'll come to that. But I think Bitcoin shouldn't be missing in any portfolio, and it probably should be a little bit more than the 1.7% that I'm at right now. Then we have Ethereum, which is the grandfather of all smart contracts. So I own 17.4% in Ethereum. And why don't I own more of Ethereum? So that's an easy story, right? Obviously, when I got into the world of smart contracts, got into the world of DeFi, I tried it all out on Ethereum, right? And I was thinking like, oh, I want to do some DeFi, and I want to add some liquidity to a liquidity pool to earn some trading fees there. Or, I want to stake something, or, and I just didn't want to hold Ethereum and wait. I wanted to try out, because Ethereum is code, right? That's the key innovation that we had with Ethereum back in the day. It can run code, and there can be, apps and dApps, distributed apps running on Ethereum. And I tried these all out. And the thing is, for a mere mortal as I am, for me, it was basically unusable, right? I mean, it's different if you're kind of a hedge fund and you come with millions of dollars, maybe billions of dollars and stuff like that. You could, go to Curve, or you can, go to Aave and get some loans and stuff like that. But if you do that with $20,000, $50,000, and I call that mere mortals, right? So other definitions of mere mortals will be like $500, $1,000, $5,000, right? Ethereum is unusable for that, because the fees are sky high, right? And then you earn like a yield of 7%, but you pay $200 to put your money in there, right? So let's say you have $5,000, you put $200 in there just in a transaction fee, right? And then, you just can't try out things and leave it in there for a month and then put it somewhere else. You're gonna be a poor man after that, because of all the transaction fees. Yeah. So I understand Ethereum is the grandfather of all smart contracts, and it has the big brand name. It was the pioneer, right? It's the name Ethereum, the brand name Ethereum is almost synonymous to smart contracts. And that's a big asset. And that's the same asset that Bitcoin has. It was the first cryptocurrency ever. So that's the value in the brand name. But is the brand name everything? The brand name is important. It's definitely, it's a big asset. And when you look at Warren Buffett's investment strategy, he bets a lot on brand names, right? I mean, what is Coca-Cola? It is only a brand name, right? Because anyone can make these black drinks, right? And they taste like, pretty much similar, maybe some of them better, right? But it's the brand. It's all in the brand, so that's important. And Ethereum has a great brand, and Bitcoin has a great brand. But me personally, I mean, that's different for everyone, right? Me personally, I think, I'm a techie. What I might be able to do slightly better than the average guy is really go to the bottom of technical things, understand how, in this case, blockchain works in their inner workings, and I can make bets on technologies that, will get mass adoption at some point in time. And I just cannot see Ethereum. Like, if I look, my investment horizon is like 5 years to 10 years, and I just cannot see Ethereum being mass adopted 5 years from now. because it just doesn't scale, right? It has those high transaction fees, right? And then what I did when I tried it out, I placed that order. I wanted to put it in a curve a pool, right? And back in the day, the transaction fee was $200, and you had to make a bid for the transaction fee, right? So I made my bid like $205, what it was at the day, right? But then gas prices or something or transaction fees went up. So no miner was willing to get my transaction through, right? So I had to wait 48 hours to get my transaction through, right? And I couldn't even cancel the transaction. So if I cancel it, the $205 would have just been gone, right? So, I mean, what blockchain is that? I don't know. Yeah, I still believe in a bright future of Ethereum. Maybe they solve their issues at some point in time, but man, they transitioned to proof of work, to proof of stake now. It took them a long time, but they still have the performance issues. They still have the high fee issues. And, you can say like, oh, that's a minor issue, but man, it's hindering mass adoption. How can we billions of people be using that, what I just described, right? I just can't see it. And then everyone's talking about sharding and it's going to solve it. But man, sharding is a pain in the butt. Also, because, then you have like several chains and you have to make a decision on which one do I go now. And you cannot do what's called global price discovery, because each of those silos in those L2s or in those shards, they will have their own pricing, right? And yeah, it's, if I just compare that to Solana and getting back to my next slide here, which is the vast majority. It's like I'm doing a big bet on Solana. So now, I have my own startups. I have a private cloud startup named Ansel, and I have a blockchain startup adding a storage layer to Solana called Bitoku.io. And I'm not counting anything on my own startups here, right? So the percentages are just the external, the things that are not my own companies, right? So if I included, Bitoku and all the Bitoku nodes that I own and the Oku tokens, then, the percentage of Solana would be really small, because naturally, as the entrepreneur, I own a lot of stuff in Ansel and in Bitoku. But I've excluded that, So Solana, I called it adoption through performance because I gave you the story before. I think it's usable, right? After my experience on DeFi with Ethereum, I went to Solana, right? And it's like, it's sub-cent transaction fees, and it goes through in a second or two or three, right? And I can try out all the different pools, and I can get something into the Sunny aggregator, and then I can swap here and swap there, and try out getting some yield there, and I tried it all out, right? And in the end, I ended up just staking my Solana, which gives me a great yield without the risk of putting my funds into a centrally controlled unit, right? So that's a great thing. Just owning Solana, staking it, getting your whatever 8% or so yield, and yeah, that's it for me. It's just a big bet on Solana because, it is so fast, it is so cheap, and that's the only, smart contract blockchains out there that I feel can ever get mass adopted, right? Of course, there's a lot of risk whether Solana will get mass adopted. But if I look at my 5 to 10 years, right, all the problems that Solana has right now and the fallout from FTX and stuff, nobody will think about it 5 years from now, 10 years, maybe even 3 years from now. It will just be forgotten, right? Because what is Solana? It's a global state machine that can run dApps and dApps. And all the developers on the Solana chain are just awesome, and all the apps that are being built, right? And it's just not possible on other chains. It's it's not. I don't know. So that's why I place that big bet on Solana. That doesn't mean you'd have to too. And you see my crypto portfolio is quite concentrated, right? I have a few really small positions in things like Dogecoin or something, because some customer of Ansel just paid me in Dogecoin some time ago, and I'll just kept it. But otherwise, I used to be invested years ago into Cardano. I sold that all off, and I bought Solana from it, just because Cardano still has it has the same scaling issues. And if you look at the Cardano Explorer, you see like, okay, they're doing maybe 1 transaction per second as of this day. They can more. Maybe they can do 12 or 20 or 30 at this point in time without sharding, which is still super slow. But people are not using it. Go to the Cardano Explorer. It's like 1 transaction per second, and it has been like that for years. And there's no killer feature that I see in there, right? I mean, they are different in many respects. They use UTXO other than the account model. And then Charles Hoskinson is saying, well, wait until we see the power of UTXO. Well, I've been waiting, but where's the power of UTXO? Right? In the real world, I don't see any benefits of that. So I got out of Cardano. I got into Solana because I can see Solana mass adopted 5 to 10 years from now. And I cannot see that with any other blockchain. And if it's getting mass adopted, it needs a storage layer. So that's why my company, Bitoku, is working on a storage layer for Solana. Check it out on bitoku.io. I own a lot of Bitoku nodes, and you can too. So they are, at a great price right now for $1,400, but only 30 are left at that price before the price goes up again. So check out bitoku.io, get your founder's node of the Bitoku chain right now. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments what you think about crypto portfolios, investment portfolios in general. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree? I'd love to get some challenges there. So if you think like, well, this was all crap, or part of it was crap because we should invest more here or more there or something like that, I'd love to engage with you in the comments, because I want to learn and I want all my viewers to learn, right? So if we do it in public, in the comments, anyone can learn from it. So please take the time, leave me a comment, give this video a like, subscribe to my channel, and catch you later.